This one is about our mother, Ayesha radiallahu anha. I want to talk a little bit about her as well before talking about the prediction. So, prediction was made by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that she will travel to Iraq. So first, let's get into Ayesha radiallahu anha's life. Most of us already know a lot. I'll just summarize few things about her life. That she's famous for that hadith of Umar ibn al-As radiallahu anhu, when he used to think that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam always gives me so good expressions, and I think he really likes me. So he thought that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam really loves me a lot. So he asked him openly in front of everybody, Ya Rasulullah, who do you love the most? Who do you love the most? So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam openly said in front of everybody that Ayesha radiallahu anha, I love her the most, Ayesha. So, and he asked, who's next? He said, her father. He didn't say Abu Bakr, he said her father, trying to refer again through Ayesha radiallahu anha. So he realized that it was not his number, it was basically his character, that he was always trying to give him good expressions. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, among all people, even men and women, and among everybody, he loved Ayesha radiallahu anha the most. And going back to history, what really happened was Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one time he saw in a dream that a portrait of Ayesha radiallahu anha, she was all wrapped up in green silk. And Jibreel alayhi salam, he informed Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that this is going to be your wife in this world and in the world hereafter. So that was basically Ayesha radiallahu anha. She used to say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose me for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the heavens. So basically she was very special. So that then the story again, that how he married to Ayesha radiallahu anha, and then many things happen on the way in the life, but the generally Ayesha radiallahu anha, he always, when the final moments came in the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he preferred to stay in the house of Ayesha radiallahu anha. He sought permission from other wives, and then everybody knew that he loved Ayesha so much, so they permitted him to live with, or spend his last days with Ayesha radiallahu anha. And he was almost on his deathbed, and what happened was, he was so much particular even during that time to keep his teeth very clean, and he was sure that he was going to go meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He wanted to have good smell in his teeth even. So he saw the brother of Ayesha radiallahu anha. He was making, he was using miswak. So he pointed or looked towards him, and so Ayesha radiallahu anha realized that it's probably Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam wanted to use miswak. So what she did, she took one miswak and she basically chewed it for him. Make it very short, because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam doesn't have that much of energy to even chew it. So he just wanted to use miswak. So that is the reason why it is said that the last thing that went into the mouth of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the saliva of Ayesha radiallahu anha. That's why that's so high of a status for her. And he was buried in her house. That was her house, and she really was in that house for the rest of her life. And she was also very special because he lived with many other wives, but when the revelation of when Quran used to be revealed, it only happened during when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was with Ayesha radiallahu anha in her house. And the very interesting thing is that Ayesha radiallahu anhu was very close at the time of death. He was in fact in the lap of Ayesha radiallahu anha when he passed away. So that was how the relationship was. Ayesha radiallahu anha, she was known as very, very smart, intelligent, very scholarly person. And among all the people who narrated a hadith, she was like the top 3 third, 2,200 hadith or so. High number of hadith. Obviously, you spend so much of years with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that's the reason why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam really loved her, because she was not only a good wife, but she was always asking Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam very smart questions, intelligent. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw in her that how she will be beneficial to Islam, and how she has this eagerness and interest in learning Islam. That was really amazing, and that's what really happened after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed away. She got so much active in dawah that people, Sahaba radiallahu anhu, male and female, both of them used to come to Ayesha radiallahu anha to ask fatawas. We don't know, do you have any opinion or solution for this? And she used to respond very intelligently. And subhanAllah, she was very good in inheritance, in fiqh, in sharia, in every matter you can say, and even poetry, and tafsir and everything. And one thing that really stands out in her is that her soft-heartedness and her charity-giving nature. She was very charitable, and in fact, she used to give so much of charity that her nephew Abdullah ibn Zubair, he said, he made a comment that you should restrain your charity. Don't give so much. It's too much what you're giving. You give everything, whatever gift. The Khalifas used to send so much gifts, so much of dirhams, dinars, and she used to just take and give to people in charity. So when Aisha radiallahu anha, she heard what Abdullah ibn Zubair is saying, she said that, what, I'm not going to talk to Abdullah ibn Zubair, what he's saying, he's telling me that. But obviously, he was her nephew, so she had to break her promise. So obviously, in Islam, when you break a promise, you have to give kafara. There's another charity involved. So she ended up giving more charity because of that. So anyways, she passed away at the age of 60 years in 50th Hijri year, and she was buried in Jannat al-Baqi as well. So the miracle that I really wanted to talk about in the life of Aisha radiallahu anha was that, during almost, I think, about the same time as these battles were going on, she traveled to Iraq, and when she was on her way, she passed by some water or lake or a river, and it was known as the water of Banu Amir, and it was night time. And what happened was, she heard from some distance that there were these dogs barking. In that area there were dogs. So Aisha radiallahu anhu, she asked the people, which water is this? Which water is this? So they said that this is Hawab water. Hawab water. And immediately it struck her that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told her that, "Oh Aisha, how will it be when the dogs of Hawab will bark at one of you?" So she realized it, and she said that I have to go back. I have to go back because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said this to me. He was basically, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was giving her a hint that if this happens, just go away, just do not stay there. So she came back from there. So the people really realized that they heard this hadith, but they couldn't really imagine how and why will this happen. And they realized, and there was, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't just say it for the sake of saying. He was basically referring that this moment, this incident that will happen, it will be during very, very difficult times. And the thing that you should do is that you should go away. And that's what the step that Aisha was inclined to at that time.